Hey, my family, how are you doing? I don't know why I always ask how you're doing. I don't ask. Just know that when you watch my channel, I'm going to ask you how you're doing. And then it's okay to be like, girl, I'm good. That's okay. But I wanted to come make a video to show you something that I got. I got a new tattoo. And in this video, I'm going to share what it means we're going to talk about my old tattoo and where do we go from here. So stay tuned.
I remember back in school when I wasn't cool. Shit, I still ain't cool, but you better make some room for me. I'm coming through with my crew at the rendezvous. Yeah, it's a party over here now. Yeah, it's a party over here now. If I knew then what I know now, I give myself a souvenir for old time's sake. Cause I got all that I need here, and I'm good, yeah. I thought I needed to run.
So my first tattoo that you just saw was my wedding band. That was what I got in July of 2014 because we were two broke lovers who couldn't afford actual wedding bands, and it was just like, it's for the love. And I wasn't just gonna get one for myself. I'm like, if I'm getting tatted, you getting tatted too, because we in this forever. I ain't gonna be in it forever by myself. And it was an infinity sign, and it really truly meant forever. Like, I really truly thought this is who I was gonna be with for the rest of my life. So people will be like, oh, you dumb, you should have. There's people out here with names tatted on them, but so what? That's people's prerogative and their purpose. So it's not about judging people for their decisions. It's about understanding. But the world that we live in, people are going to judge us regardless of what we do, whether we think we're doing what's right or whether we are doing what they want us to do. That's just how the world works. But that's okay. That's not what I'm here to talk about. And I was married for 4 years, going on 4 years. I'm currently legally separated, and it's just, it was a lot. And a lot of people be like, are you okay? Girl, bruh, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And I tell people who see my tattoo lately, they ask about it. I'm like, girl, this was my last soul tie. Like, this was my last thing keeping me. Yes, we have 3 children in common. Yes, I'm pregnant with our 3rd child. But this was my last soul tie that was just like, oh, there's always a possibility for a reconnection, a rekindling, whatever. But I really want to talk about something. I want to talk about abuse and the control. And a lot of people don't understand that. Some people are like, well, why didn't you tell me? Or why didn't you let me know? Or I can't believe you. But it takes abuse victims 7 times, on average, 7 times to leave their abuser. And most of the time, they have to make up in their mind that enough is enough. And sometimes people don't understand that. That's just like talking about the people who are on drugs. It's an addiction. It's like, it's a control factor for both the victim and the abuser. Like, they're both okay with the situation, even though it's like, it's gonna get better, or it's not that bad, or it's gonna get better. No. Marriage is sacred. It's an institutionalized commitment, and it is to say, it's a contract. So it's like, I'm going to hold up my end of the bargain, and you're going to hold up your end of the bargain, and we're going to love each other and live happily ever after. That is what we truly believe. And a lot of people don't value marriage anymore, especially as millennials. But personally speaking, you're not going to find a significant other who is still a virgin, who knows how to cook and clean the home like Big Mama and Mama down the street and Mama Big Mama from down south and Mama Dara and all of them other people. You're not gonna find too many millennials like that. And then on top of that, you're not gonna find some millennials who are goal oriented and goal driven, who are ready to settle down right now at this moment. It's just not gonna happen. So, were we ready to get married? No. N to the O. Was I ready to get married? As much as I want to say yeah, I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say no because as much as I love my husband and my children, I needed to learn to love myself a lot more. If I had, I would not have been in a lot of the situations that I have been in. I would not have experienced a lot of the things that I experienced. But all of that happened for a reason. All of it was purposeful. There was a reason for all of it. So I don't take any of that lightly. I think it was so important for me to go through that. It was very important for me to experience that. So I don't take anything away from that at all. But I think the most important thing is to understand that in marriage is two individuals coming together as one. And when you're coming together as one, you're not coming as broken pieces, one broken piece over here and another broken piece coming together. You should be coming together as two wholes coming together to create one whole. And so you're giving 100% and the other person is giving 100%. But when one person is giving 1,000% and the other person is barely giving anything, it can be draining, it can be stressful, it can be overwhelming, it can be tiresome. And then that creates the pressures. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about my tattoo. So let's talk about my new tattoo. My new tattoo is a lotus flower. It's a blooming lotus. And it means blooming in the muddy waters. And I think that's the most beautiful representation for this tattoo. Like, I want my tattoos to have meaning. And this was a demonstration of my muddy waters because this was not a light-filled time in my life. It was very hard and stressful and difficult for me to handle initially because I couldn't understand, I couldn't grasp what was happening. But what I understood is that I began to blossom, I began to grow, and I began to stand on my own 2 feet. And what I said about marriages, you got to put in 100%. Everybody has to give. There is no give and take. It's give to each other and receive. That's what it should be. And also, a lot of marriages fail because partners are not growing together. They're growing apart. And so when I used to hear people say, oh, well, the marriage, we just grew apart from each other. Well, then that means y'all weren't growing together. What are y'all doing? And in my head, I thought we was trying to grow together, but you can't make another person grow with you. You can read all the self-help books. You can do all the tests. You can go to therapy. But if you're going to therapy by yourself, you're working on yourself, not your marriage. You see what I'm saying? And I like to share with people, like, one dream that I had before anything happened was paths, and each of us were represented in a path. And my path was growing straight up vertically, like just straight up. And then my husband's path was just veered off. So it started going vertically with me, and then it just veered off, like, to the other way. And that's not to say anything about him or to put him out there or put him under the bus, but we weren't growing together. And then you realize, like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. And then people are like, well, y'all already 3 kids in. Well, I'm not about to sit up here and be 60-something years old and be like, I'm here for the kids. And then my kids are all dysfunctional because they're like, oh, mommy and daddy been married for 30 years. And then now that I'm 30-something years old, now y'all want to get a divorce? Like, why y'all ain't do that when we was babies? So I'm just sharing my story with you all because it might help somebody. And I am coming out with a book, and it'll be published by October 2018. So, and it'll go into more details and have more knowledge and more insight, because I know plenty people have questions. But just know, I'm good. This is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I want to let everyone know who is dating to marry, and everyone who is interested in being in a relationship and wants so bad to have that loved one, that friend, that person that we sit up and we can just Netflix and chill, not just, do the chilling aspect of it, that you have to make sure that you're working on yourself, because we attract the same type of people into our lives. We attract the same situations. We attract the same outcomes, and it keeps coming because we may not be learning the lesson within that situation. We may not be learning everything that we're supposed to be learning. So it's important to assess, why do I keep getting these assholes? Why I keep getting these women who don't really care about me? They just care about my money. Why? Because it's something in that situation that you need to learn, that you possibly need to understand about yourself. You need to make sure that you're okay Netflixing and chilling by yourself. And when you come to that moment where you're just like, wow, I really love hanging out with myself, then when your companion comes, the right companion will come, the right person, the right woman, the right man will come, and you'll be able to enjoy them and you'll be able to appreciate them. And those are two important factors: to enjoy them and to appreciate them. And also understand, standards and boundaries matter. If you don't have those standards and boundaries, nobody will have standards and boundaries for you. And that's not okay. If you have any questions or any concerns, please place them in the comment section below and let's have a conversation about it. I love chatting with you guys. I love bringing new videos to you. So, peace and love.